Really, the only injury is a sickness, and that's Brashard Smith. So he won't practice today. Everybody else will practice. As far as the Josh Simmons situation goes, I'm not going to comment on it today. Veach is handling everything there, and we'll leave it at that. And then, as far as the Raiders go, they've got a good football team. They're very well coached. Pete, we know, has done this once or twice, so he's a heck of a football coach. And between Patrick, Chip, and Tom, they've got great coordinators there. And every week they've gotten better and more familiar with their systems there. So we've got to make sure we play a good, solid game and also have a great week of preparation. But we also love having them come in here to GH Field at Arrowhead Stadium. We understand the rivalry, and our fans really understand the rivalry, and they get after it. But our players understand that too. It has a little bit of that college atmosphere to it, where you have a team that you've had a rivalry with for many years, and you feel privileged to be a part of that. So anyway, with that, time's yours.
Understanding you're going to hold back on details, Josh isn't practicing today.
Yeah, I'm just going to let it go here. Yeah, let it go here.
Just to complete that, no timeline. I know there's no timeline whatsoever. Okay.
Coach, Jeremy Fowler reported earlier that there's not going to be any plans for ramping up Rashee Rice. You're going to give him as much as you possibly can. Can you confirm anything about that, or is there some sort of plan for getting him steadily back into the offense?
Well, he's going to play. I mean, how many snaps he gets, ask Jeremy, he'll tell you.
Coach, I know you've had Rashee back for a few weeks here. Does it feel even different with his energy this week, knowing that he's going to be on the practice field today, all that stuff? I mean, he's got to be really fired up.
Yeah, listen, I think he's excited to be back in and going. I think getting through practices here will be good for him to kind of get back into the swing of things. And, we'll see how everything goes from there. But he's been working hard. He's in good shape. So.
What stood out about Jalen's day and just the way, I guess, he handled, obviously, he signed here, I assume, to potentially have a start, but just
sure.
About that.
Yeah, he's handled that part well. I mean, listen, he's a competitive kid, and he did come here to step in, and you never know about drafts and that. So, but he's always ready, and he practices a third of the practice because Andy rotates him in there. So I thought he did a nice job the other night. Played well, and we have a lot of trust in him. Most of all, the guys around him have trust in him. So that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Patrick and Max Crosby have had this kind of friendly, intense rivalry. I guess just what kind of challenge is it each time you go up against him?
Yeah, Max is a heck of a competitor, and he's 100 miles an hour every play. I'm sure he's that way in practice. He goes and goes, and and he and Patrick, I think they're friends actually, and they compete against each other, and that's the beauty of the sport. You have an opportunity to do that, so I mean, he'll be there for sure.
Coach, when you look at the metrics or the eye test, it can tell you that this offensive line seems to be gelling and playing really well together as a group. Has it surprised you how quickly it seems like this group kind of gelled together?
Yeah, I thought just snaps were important, game snaps. I mean, when you can work it in training camp, you can do all that. It's important for that, but that just builds a foundation. But you got to get in and you got to play. You got to see the different looks, and that's helped these guys. So yeah, communication. I mean, which Reid does a great job. Reid is a transmitter there, so he's got to get the right side and the left side coordinated, and he does a great job of that.
When we talked about the players being excited, Rasheed being excited, how excited are you to be able to maybe put some things into the offense that are just designed around Rice specifically?
Yeah, it's great to have him back, but he's fresh here, so we'll see how he does. He's a good football player, and as a coach, I always welcome that for sure. We just want to get him back in the swing here, so see how he does.
Coach, it seems like every game has a different guy that produces for you. You got Hollywood, you got Taekwondo in one game. How refreshing is it for you to understand like these guys don't have egos and they go out and cheer for each other?
Well, in particular at that position, because there's so many of them. So there's one ball, and somebody isn't going to get it every. Four of them aren't going to get it every snap. So they've got to check that ego at the door, and I appreciate that. And then when they do get opportunities, I appreciate the way they handle that too. They're good football players. Hollywood did have a really good game, and he's made a couple of the last 2 weeks or so. He's made some catches that are really incredible catches. So tough kid too. He's not very big. He's tougher than shoe leather there. So.
Those guys, I guess, are using the phrase "everybody's got to eat." You heard that one going around, and that's kind of their mantra. Everybody's got to eat in the wide receiver room and offense.
Yeah, so they don't worry about that with me.
Eric, what characteristics are there with Pete's teams? You've competed with him over the years. What does he bring to the Raiders?
Yeah, toughness. There's a toughness. He's got a great scheme too, but there's a toughness that he brings and energy. Yeah.
In terms of Rasheed and all that he brings, I guess, what does he do to unlock maybe every other part of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy's he's unique because of his size and ability after the catch to play physical, and so you've got some speed guys and smaller guys, and then he and Juju are kind of similar body types and game types, so the way they play their game, but. He gives you flexibility, yeah, and the guys feed off of that. They love the kid, so it's a win-win either way. That's to add him into the mix.
Last one, sir.
Coach, Matt's name is coming up. Matt Nagy's name is coming up. As a possible head coaching candidate. I'm just curious, how do you handle that in season? Is that something where people are calling you and you're taking those calls? And I know you always promote your guys, but does it come up in the middle of the week?
Yeah, they haven't. No, nobody's called, but I'm his biggest fan. So Spags likewise. So listen. If they have that opportunity, more power to them. But I haven't been talking. I don't talk to many people during the season. I don't read anything, so it's all. I hope he gets that opportunity for sure. Tremendous coach and person. So.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
All right.
If only.
I don't know. Enough. I saw that. I'm like, can I put it like an exact middle?
I'm going on the page that we need steps. We're all right.
Who doesn't?
I couldn't see the kids.
question when people asking about Matt. I was like, what did I do? When you said, we shared your question when people were talking about Matt. I was like, what did I do?
That's why I cleared it up.
Have you gotten any calls?
No comment.
No comment.
Give that to you.
Your thoughts on how to get Cam Ward right?
Oh my God. How much time you got?
Cam Ward versus Mitch Trubisky. Go.
Jeez. That's tomorrow's question. It's like that meme of that guy having PTSD drawbacks with all At least he would be in a new stadium. Natural.
Tell them the media corps when it was a late night on Sunday. It was quiet on Wednesday.
You ready? Leaving this guy out to dry.
Patrick is dislocated his knee in Denver, kneecap in Denver, and he replied,
Nick, did you
I haven't
ask
seen
Jeremy?
me in the run building today, so I don't know where he got that.
You know, let me text him right now.
Yeah.
How many snaps?
Yeah. Since he's got all the details going.
He's gonna play.
He's gonna play. He's gonna play.
This guy Andy, they told me that.
Is that an educated guess?
Oh man. Nothing like getting a sarcastic shout out.
What you catch is 6 receptions.
All right, guys. Go ahead and fire away.
Patrick, actually, welcome back, Reid. Does it feel like he's joining an offense that's just kind of regained its swagger after the ups and downs of the season to coming to now? You feel like it's in a rhythm?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we've gotten better and better. And adding guys like Xavier back and then getting Reid back will just continue to hopefully improve what we can do. And so I think all you can ask for is to get better each and every week, and I feel like we're doing that.
How much do you expect out of Reid, or how much does he expect out of himself?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be out there every single play. I mean, that's the mentality that he has. I think it's going to be our job as teammates and coaches to kind of build him back the right way. But it's going to be hard to keep him off the field for sure.
Patrick, it seems like you and Max Crosby have an interesting relationship, friends kind of off the field and intense on. Can you describe that relationship you guys have off and then what it means to see him on the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's a ton of respect. I mean, like you said, I mean, when I talk to him outside of football, it's like we're friends. You wouldn't even see what happens on the football field. But, I mean, he's the type of competitor like me. It's like when you get on that football field, it's whatever it takes to win. And you're going to leave everything on the football field. And I have a ton of respect for that. I mean, those are guys that you want on your team because they play with that mentality. And he's trying to do that and build that culture there. And so I know when we step across that line and you get on that football field, it's going to take your best effort to find a way to go up against that guy.
After you talked to that in Brazil about Travis's shirt was a little bit loose on him, I just wanted to the time this offseason when you noticed that physically he was looking good.
Yeah, I mean, you see it from the first day of OTAs. I mean, obviously, like I play golf with them and stuff like that, but you don't know until you kind of get out here and you start moving around. And so I think right when you got to OTAs and you saw him and going through workouts, you could see that his body was in good shape and he was moving a little faster than he even was the year before. And I could tell just from the mentality that he had that he was going out there to prove something, and he's done a great job starting off this year.
What do you think of his shape this past game?
You said his shape or shake?
His shake.
Oh, his shake? Okay. Yeah, his Hakeem Olajuwon shake. Yeah, no, he still got it, man. He's got the vet moves, you know. When you get up there a little older, you know how to use the other guys' athleticism against him. And I feel like I have a couple of those as well. Maybe not the shake yet. I'm going to learn that one from him.
With Patrick, I remember in 2022, you saying that whoever was open was going to get the ball. How much of that year, and I know you won the MVP, you guys went on to win the Super Bowl, but it was a collective group, right, in terms of the passing attack. How much of that season can inform you and prepare you to add another guy back when you have so many what appears to be available options?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's I think the guys just know that. They know if they get open, I'm going to throw them the football. It doesn't matter who it is. If you're getting open on the football field, you're going to get the football in your hands. And so I think the room is going to help out a ton with that. I mean, they have a lot of guys that truly care about each other and truly want each other to succeed. And it's a good problem to have that many talented guys in the room. But Coach Reid, Nags, they'll do a great job of calling different plays for different guys. And they'll keep defenses guessing because they won't know exactly where the football is going to go.
What do you see just the trickle-down effect of having Rashi back on the rest of the room? Is it easier for other guys to settle into roles when you have the full allotment?
Yeah, and I think those guys work so hard to be their best. I mean, from training camp OTAs on, and I mean, I know they're going out there and trying to do what they can without Rasheed there, but they want their guy there. They want one of their teammates there that worked his tail off to be in that position. And so I think just having them in that room, you can just tell those guys are energized and they're ready to go, and they want to showcase who they are as a complete room. And they've done a great job so far this year, and I think it's going to get even better with Rasheed now.
On the field scheme-wise, do you notice you have more advantageous matchups maybe elsewhere on the field, even if Rasheed's not the guy you're throwing to?
I'm sure there will be. I mean, I think you saw even this last week against the Lions with the speed that we had. With Taekwon and with Xavier and Hollywood, sometimes those guys underneath are getting open a lot more. And, I mean, adding Rasheed there and him catching those balls underneath and then him with his yak and able to make stuff happen is going to force defense to choose. Like, are you going to sit back and let us throw stuff underneath, or are you going to come up and have to deal with all that speed running down the field? And so that's a good problem to showcase towards defenses.
Patrick, you guys have dug out a couple of holes, 0-2, 2-3, get back to 500. Is there, any fear that, you kind of let down, like, okay, we're where we thought we would be, and you need to motivate everybody?
It was the first thing Coach Reid said. It was about showing consistency. I mean, that's something that's super important in this league. You can have highs and lows and stuff like that. This is a long NFL season. It's about who can be the most consistent week in and week out, and so that's something that we have to be better at. We've showcased that we can play against anybody, but we've also showcased that we can make mistakes and lose against anybody. And so for us, it's about going out there and playing our best football every single week, getting better at practice today, and continue that throughout the week so that go up against a Raiders team that's hungry, and that it's always going to be a tight, contested football game.
You mentioned a couple times in here about needing to trust your line more, and you seem to have that trust even with Jalen stepping in. Did you consciously come out of the huddle going, okay, I'm good, or is it just something that you get in the flow of the game and it happens?
No, I think it's just I know the work that Jalen's put in. He's a guy who's been a professional every single day. Every time he's been in there, if that's been left tackle, right tackle, guard, wherever it is, he's done his job and done it well. And so having those reps in training camp and throughout OTAs, I know that he's going to go out there and battle, and he's done a lot of great things that you just haven't seen on the field. So you see it now that he's a starting tackle in this league and can go out there and compete against anybody.
Patrick, what's the difference in prepping for a noon game? You guys play so many either prep, prime time, or late afternoon games. For you personally?
I think it's something that we could be better at, honestly. I mean, we haven't got that noon game this year, but I think last year we kind of came out flat in some of those games. And so we have to have the mentality of getting your work done at night and making sure you can get a good night's rest, preparing yourself maybe a little bit more during the week so you don't have to get that last-minute study, kind of like cramming for an exam. You want to prepare yourself throughout the week. And so that when you wake up in the morning, you're fresh, you're ready to go, you get to the stadium, and you get out there and start the right way and don't start flat and have to dig yourself out of a hole.
I know this can change week to week, but between the way the line's playing and the way your receiver options are coming together, sort of as much kind of comfort and trust as you felt for a couple of years at this point? Excuse me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've felt good these last few weeks especially, and I think that it all starts with the offensive line. When they're blocking the way they're blocking, it gives me a lot of confidence to sit in the pocket and make these throws down the field, and then when that's not open, hit the guys underneath and let them make plays happen. And so that's about you to continue to steadily build on that. I have to continue to get better and better, and then look at the tape, learn from even when we're having success, learn from the mistakes that we make, and that's what I'll try to continue to do throughout the rest of the season.
Has it felt more like a different sense of that with all that stuff going at once than maybe it has for a while, or
yeah, and I think, I mean, obviously when you start bad, you kind of don't have the room for error, so you have to stay on top of everything, and so sometimes wins can almost like hide some of the flaws that you have throughout the team, and when you lose, you really take a deep look at what you can get better and better at. And so for us, it's about accepting that challenge of now that we're having a little bit of success, still looking at the film the same way, and then going out there and competing and getting better each and every week.
Nate?
Patrick, I understand Sunday before kickoff was a bit unusual with Josh, but since then, have you been able to communicate with him? And is there any message you have for him at this point, given just the unusual nature of this?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep conversations kind of between us, but I mean, it's I'm always praying for him. I'm praying for all my teammates, so I'm always praying for them, and I'll just keep everything else kind of private to us.
Non-Chiefs question. The tortillas out of Tech. I know you're a proud Red Raider. It was a bit of a kerfuffle at the end of the KU game. The coaches were kind of talking about that. There's a rule in place now. What are your thoughts about trying to figure out what they're supposed to do with that?
I'll stay in line with Coach McGuire. I mean, I love the tortillas and throwing the tortillas, and doing that at the first kickoff is awesome, but whenever it hurts the team, you don't want to do that. But I love the passionate fan base that the Red Raiders have, and I love how the Red Raiders are playing football right now. And so just keep it to not getting penalties on game day that could hurt the team, and then go out there and continue to win football games.
Neil?
Can you talk about playing an AFC West team, and while the Raiders have moved a lot, it's still the Raiders?
Oh, 100%. You feel that when you step in the building during Raider Week. I mean, it's I always say it doesn't matter if you're doing good, they're doing good, both doing bad. This game, it means more to everybody. Everybody that's playing in the game, both sides of the football, and so you have to have that mentality. It's a true rivalry game. You don't have a lot of those in the NFL, and I'm blessed to be a part of it because it really does bring out the best in both teams.
Thanks, Patrick.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Drew, we've been discussing how the offense seems to have regained its swagger. What do you think about the defensive side? Do you feel like after that performance against Detroit, you guys regained some of your swagger as well?
Well, I thought we played good in a lot of areas. I thought there was a little bit of leakiness in the run game in the first half, but I think the message is just consistency and execution and energy, and we'll certainly have to do that this week against a division opponent.
When you're going through that first drive that took so long like that, have you put that one away and kind of bounce back throughout the rest of the game? Because that couldn't have been fun to be out there for nearly 10 minutes on that drive.
Well, they certainly believe they had a good script. They obviously did. They took it 16 plays down the field, took the ball after winning the toss, and had a really good first drive there. Fortunately, we were able to get off the field there and kind of force a field goal. But yeah, we wanted to definitely not spend 16 plays on the opening drive.
We've seen the NFL, shift and change in terms of what offenses are trying to do too. It seems like now a lot of teams are playing under center, 2 tight ends, maybe having an extra lineman. That obviously requires 3 linebackers. What can you tell from being on the team now, 3 years, having Leo, having Nick, that allows you guys to function well when a team is looking to get more linebackers on the field than usual?
Well, we have athletic backers, and they've historically had that here. Leo provides us obviously a ton of flexibility. He's able to go and play on the down as a defensive end sometimes. Will put me on the other edge sometimes. Nick's obviously a great player in the middle, and so we just have a lot of different pieces within the defense that we can move and operate and do different things with. And so when teams are trying to create matchups, that's really all the NFL is. You know, we can present some challenges because we can have guys out there versus zebra, 11 personnel, or we can have, you know, base out there versus 12, 13, XL, whatever you want. And so I think the matchup problems are there.
How does Spags, he does such a great job of, you know, over the years, a lot of teams have success first 1 or 2 drives, but he ratchets it up and makes changes. How is he able to do that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good offensive coordinators, and teams spend a lot of time on what we call their first 15, and so they're obviously studying our tape, seeing what are the holes, what are the big plays we've given up on defense, and they attack the concepts we do early in that first drive. And then as we see what they're trying to do to us schematically, we're able to make those adjustments on the sideline at halftime and, you know, perform strong down the stretch. But ultimately, we want to come out the gates, you know, executing at a high level.
You mentioned specifically that the Lions took the ball. I mean, the standard procedure now is to defer to try to get what you guys got. Last score and the first score with the half. Did that resonate with the defense? Like, hey, you know, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. This is kind of a, you know, they're kind of sticking it to us, you know, or no, is it just like, hey, we're up first?
Well, I mean, I was out there and I was shocked when Jared was like, we'll take the ball. And I was like, okay. And so, yeah, you're fired up a little bit. You're going back sideline and said they want the ball. And so we would obviously like to get off the field better. They made a good first drive, but it definitely makes you a little edgy.
Okay. You mentioned, Jared, that the play that got called back, the touchdown got called back, that's a pretty obscure rule. Did you know the rule precisely on?
So, yeah, if you're under center, you have to, like, reset. I guess it's like a tight end who maybe is on the ball. The receiver motions over, and maybe the tight end shifts off. Everybody kind of has to reset for a second. And so, yeah, it's part of the rule. But
you knew it going in, though?
I mean, I didn't know the specifics of that, but being under center, I know if you're on the line, you have to reset yourself off the line. But applying to the quarterback, yeah.
Okay. Sure, you have a unique perspective on this kind of being behind them, but how have you seen Omar Norman Lott and Action Gelati grow as the years carried along?
Yeah, they're great talents, and they're learning schematically how to operate within our scheme. Obviously, 2 very explosive players. Ashton's very strong, Omar as well. Omar has great get-off there on the interior. But as they become more knowledgeable in what we're trying to do defensively, they're just going to become bigger and bigger assets for us.
Sure, you mentioned the run game being unique, and, you know, the other teams script opening game, but what is the mood like when maybe first couple drives don't go your way? Like, what's the energy like on the sideline and the halftime?
Well, it's certainly get to the sideline and figure out, you know, look at the surfaces, see what they're trying to do. They were doing some nuanced things that we hadn't seen them do on tape. They were putting an XL in the game and then going tackle over with Panay and then running it back to that other side when we'd adjust our front and put everybody over there. So they were doing some nuanced things that we had not seen on tape, and we just had to make the adjustments there in the second half.
How often does that happen where teams are doing something you haven't seen on tape?
Well, I mean, teams have their base run game, and then they'll have schematic plays that they draw up each week. And so typically you'll see a handful of those on any given week.
We get a little, scouting report. They spent some pretty good draft capital getting the running back early. What have you seen from him so far, about a third of the way through his rookie year?
Well, he's got incredible contact balance. You see it in that 60-plus yard touchdown run he broke, where he was able to break the leg tackle there, going down the sideline. Obviously, we know what he did at Boise State, and so they're giving him a lot of touches. I think you see Indianapolis, they give him a swing pass for 40 yards, I think, to open the game, and so they're trying to get him the ball in a lot of different ways, and obviously they think very highly of him.
True. I think the last time this team gave up a 100-yard rusher was Christmas Day 2023 with the Raiders. Do you guys have any special satisfaction to be able to shut down these big name running backs and not allow 100 yards?
Well, we certainly take a lot of pride in stopping the run. I think people perceive us as a defense that's been built to stop the pass because we've played from ahead historically. But we certainly take great pride, and that starts with Joe Cullen in our Wednesday run meetings. And so he fires us up, and then we try to carry that energy throughout the week. But it's certainly something we try to take a lot of pride in. And I remember that game. Zamir White had a great game, and we'll have to be better this week.
Last two, Sharon and Nick.
Just a completely off the wall question. Are you a fan of the rope on the hat?
I love the rope. Chris Jones debuted this hat in training camp, and I was like, I went to our hat guy, and I'm like, I don't know if this is just an exclusive Chris Jones hat or if I can get a piece of that. But I was like, please, can I get some of that action? Because I like the hats.
Yeah, Drew, for you, when you play a team that physical and that tough like the Lions, how do you kind of make that the floor of your defensive performance going forward versus the ceiling?
Well, I mean, we want to be playing our best football at the end of the season, not in the middle of the season or in any one given week. Certainly, we know we didn't play our best in Jacksonville the week before at a 14-0 lead and weren't able to close the door. And so we were able to play better versus Detroit, and we'll have to play good Sunday afternoon. It's a noon game, the first time we've played in that slot this year, and so that'll present another challenge. But we'll have to come out with a lot of energy and execution to beat a division opponent.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah. See you guys.
That's what's in style, Sharon.
I know. When I said it, everybody thinks corduroy hats coming next. Oh, God, just corduroy with a rope is like, just hang me with it.
Remember those old mesh hats that had like Kansas City and then Chiefs on one side?
Those are some of the ones they had. There's only so much you can do with 20 inches, square inches of cloth.
They throw them at the beginning of the games, the problem is that they throw them all. And Lance got real pissed off and said some stuff at the end of the game and accused.
Is that what that's about?
Accused among the tortillas a pocket knife being thrown at him, and this is there, which apparently was not existent. Yeah.
Oh, is that not true?
It didn't hit him?
Who said that?
Or not thrown, or didn't hit?
The Big 12 didn't say, they just said it was an inaccurate statement.
Lance said that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lance said it.
So it cost maybe $25,000.
Wow, really?
You get your ass kicked like
for
that.
false accusation?
Yep.
What was that name?
No, that the Big 12 said it was inaccurate. That's
I know, but they fined Big 12 fined
And Tech both. It's $25,000.
kind of sneaking in there, just kind of peeking in.
I just said so I see the room, see what it's looking like.
What's just the excitement of getting Rashid back this week?
Oh yeah, Rashid's our guy. I mean, like Coach Reid said, the room's really close. So I mean, just having him back in the building is just good to have him around.
What do you think he's going to do for the offense, getting him back on the field?
It's just another threat. Like he said, everybody eats. I feel like it's just more eyes go on somebody else. I mean, I feel like everybody in this offense can make a play or go win on one-on-one. So it's just another explosive guy on the offense.
Does it feel like, I mean, I think even your first OTAs, you had a hamstring or something were kind of out that like, this has kind of been the vision to get you and Hollywood and Rashid out there all together, and it hasn't happened. Does it feel like there's a part of this offense that's not been seen yet?
Shoot, man. We all don't know at this point, but I mean, just finally getting to play together all together. I mean, we talked about it a long time ago, and just finally getting the opportunity. I mean, we're gonna see what it turns out to be.
Xavier, how's your shoulder feeling since week one?
I feel all right. I don't even realize the shoulder there. It's like it's messed up.
Couple more. Anybody? What about just playing the Raiders? Just what are you seeing from them and just the rivalry week?
Yeah, I just started watching film on them now. I mean, they're a good unit. They're trying to string the wins together. Obviously, what we were trying to do, we just got started. We got a hot hand going. So, I mean, they're a good unit. We just need to go in there and play our game and don't underestimate the opponent.
So you at 0-2 and 2-3, and you guys are below 500 now. You get back. I mean, is there a letdown or anything? You worried about that? Or?
No, there was never no worry. I mean, we just needed to go in there and play our brand of football. We never really played a bad game. We just always just kind of had like little, like Pat said, we were bad in crucial moments. So just fixing that and we'd be all right.
What's the difference in your prep for a noon game as I played most?
Well, I played in the Big 12, so you know what I'm saying. That's where we shine the brightest.
Xavier, for the "everybody's got to eat" motto, can you explain to people the origin of that and kind of what that means to you guys?
Well, But she kind of came up with that, so I kind of don't know the origin of that. But I mean, it's nobody's selfish. I mean, it's a selfless team. Everybody's willing to do the dirty work. Everybody's willing to do the best and what's best for the team.
Last one, anybody? Thank you.
Appreciate it.